Good morning, everybody. Today we are discussing the lesson circles. In this lesson, we'll be learning what is meant by a tangent, how many tangents can be there for a circle. Then we'll be discussing two theorems and its related questions. We'll be solving some questions related with both the theorem. All these are very important but very simple. Let us see what is meant by a tangent. You can see the figure. Tangent to a circle means, here you can see the figure, a circle is there having a line AB touching at the point P. So the line which touches the point at P only at one point with the circle is called a tangent. So a tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. AB is a tangent which is intersecting the circle at the point P. So this line AB is called a tangent. So there is only one tangent at a point of the circle. Here at this point P, we can have only one tangent. But we can have many tangents at each of these points for this circle, that is at different points. P, Q, R, S, T, U, like that. We can have infinite number of points on this circle, and for each point there can be a tangent. So there are infinite number of tangents for a circle. But whereas there is only one line passes through one point. That is only one tangent at a point of the circle. Hope you understood the meaning of tangent. So tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. So here you can copy down the definition of the tangent. Tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. There is only one tangent at a point of circle. There is only one tangent at a point of the circle. These 2 points are important. Now let us see one of the theorems of this lesson. It's an important theorem. Let us see the theorem number 1. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Here we are having a tangent. This is a tangent xy or yx, we can say. It is touching the circle at the point P. So go through once more. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. That means we have to prove OP radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact P. What is meant by point of contact? Where the circle and tangent touch each other. That is the point of contact. Let us mark it as point P. So what all things are given to us? When we prove a theorem, different steps are there. First step is given. Second step to prove. Third step construction. Then comes proof. Let us see what is given to us. What is given? We are given with a circle and a tangent xy touching the circle at the point P. That is how we have to write. Given a circle with the center O and radius OP touching the tangent xy at the point P. That is our given thing. Now, what is to prove? We have to prove that OP perpendicular to xy. OP perpendicular to xy. Now comes construction. What is our construction? We have to consider a point Q on the tangent yx such that it should be outside the circle. You can see the circle and our Q is outside the circle on the line yx or on tangent. Now just join by dotted lines OQ. Joining OQ. This is our construction. Now how to prove this? You can see children, this OQ Is this OQ smaller, OP smaller than OQ? OP is the radius that comes from O to P only. Here I will mark a point R. This is the point R. Is this OP equal to OR? Whereas OQ is OR plus RQ. OQ is OR plus RQ. That means this OQ is longer than OP. On this tangent, wherever you may put a dot and join it from O, you will be getting many line segments like this. You can join to any point of the line. But in all such cases, you will see that OP is the shortest distance. Because OP is the radius, that will be the shortest distance, that is the point of contact. Only at one point it touches. P is the only one point where the circle touches with the tangent. So, the other points, you might be feeling that it is touching the line. No, you have to consider only the P point as touching point or point in common for circle and the tangent. All other points comes outside the circle. So, those lines will be more than that of this OP. So, how do we conclude? OP is the shortest of all the line segment from center to the tangent. From center to the tangent, OP is the shortest. And in 9th standard we have learned shortest distance is always the perpendicular. Here OP is shortest and shortest is always perpendicular. That means OP will be perpendicular to YX or the tangent. We will see the step by step. Here you can see again the tangent at any point of a circle perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. See the step given. What is given to us? A circle with the center O and radius OP touching the tangent YX at the point P. Second step is to prove OP perpendicular to XY or YX. This is to be proved. OP perpendicular to XY. Our construction, we are considering a point Q on XY and joining OQ. Mark R on the circle and it is also on OQ. A point R we are marking, it is point on OQ as well as it is point on circle. Now comes the proof. It's very simple, children. Is it OP equal to OR? You can see in the figure. OP is equal to OR. How do we get OQ? Is it OQ equal to OR plus RQ? OR plus RQ. That means OQ is longer than OR. Here OQ is longer than OR. Instead of OR we can write OP. Instead of OR we are writing OP. That is OQ is greater than OP. OQ has two parts, OR plus RQ. Therefore OQ is longer than OR. That means OQ is longer than OP. OQ is longer than OP. Now, as converse, if you say, how do we write? OP is smaller than OQ. OP is smaller than OQ. And here you can see, children, look at this. Since this will happen for every point on XY. That means whichever point you may consider on XY, our OP will be the smallest. That's what here I am explaining. Since this will happen for every point on XY, so OP is the shortest of all distances. OP is the shortest of all distances. And you have learned that shortest distance is always perpendicular. We know that always perpendicular is the shortest. Both the things together you have to read, children. OP is the shortest distance. Look at this. OP is the shortest of all distances. And we know that always perpendicular is the shortest. So what do you understand? OP is the shortest and perpendicular is the shortest. That means OP is perpendicular to XY. That is radius perpendicular to tangent. OP is radius, XY is tangent. OP radius is perpendicular to tangent at the point of contact. Hence it is proved. Now let us see the questions of exercise 10.1. First exercise. How many tangents can a circle have? As I told you, there are infinite number of tangents for a circle. At one point, one tangent. So many points are there on the circle. Therefore, those many points of tangents. So infinite number of tangents. Second question, fill in the blanks. Under that, we have 4 more questions as fill in the blanks. We'll see each one of them. First one, a tangent to a circle intersects it in one point. A tangent to a circle intersect in only one point. Second question, a line intersects a circle in 2 points is called secant. You might not have seen secant. I'll show you what is meant by secant. You can see in the figure, children. Just see the figure. Here you can see what is a secant. See the circle, and I have drawn a line and it touches the circle at 2 points. A and B are the point. So since this line touches the circle at 2 points, we call this a secant. So secant is a line intersecting the circle in 2 points. Here AB is the secant. We call it secant. See the spelling SECANT. Now third point, third question. A circle can have 2 parallel tangents at the most. Look at this figure, you will understand. 2 parallel tangents. See the circle? You can see the circle. This circle is having a tangent L at the point, let us call it as point P. P is the point of contact. Another one, M. So how is this M? It touches at the point Q. So this L is parallel to M. So our question here is, a circle can have dash parallel tangents at the most. Here parallel tangents only 2. Here a pair of parallel tangent, L parallel to M. Similarly, if you consider another point, another parallel line can be drawn. So 2 parallel line. Any point you may consider, you will be getting one more line that will be parallel. Therefore, 2 parallel tangents at the most. The common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called point of contact. For example, this line, this is a tangent for the circle. P is the point of contact. That means P is the common point for circle as well as for the line. So point of contact. We'll call it as point of contact. We'll see the next question. It's an MCQ. A tangent PQ at a point P of a circle of radius 5 cm. Actually, figure is not given to us. For you to understand, I have drawn this circle with the center O and tangent PQ at a point P and radius 5 cm. OP radius 5 cm meets a line through the center O at a point Q. So this PQ is meeting a line OQ through the center. The line comes from center OQ. Whereas OQ is equal to 12 cm, we have to find out length PQ. So already you have learned the theorem. What is the first theorem? Radius is always perpendicular to the tangent at the point of contact. That means OP is perpendicular to the tangent PQ at the point P. So here we have to mark angle 90 degree. So what type of triangle it is? Triangle OPQ is a right angled triangle. So in right triangle OPQ. How do we get the third side? One side is given. OP side is given to us 5 centimeter. OQ length is given 12 centimeter. We have to find out third side PQ. So you will be remembering Pythagoras theorem in right triangle using Pythagoras theorem. So always you have to write the step. It is better to score full mark. Using Pythagoras theorem, we have to consider, now if this is the right angle, hypotenuse, isn't it OQ? So OQ square is equal to hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. Which are the squares of other two sides? Let us take it as OQ square is equal to OP square plus PQ square. So whatever values are given to us, we are going to substitute. OQ, isn't it 12 square equal to OP square 5 square plus PQ square. Only one unknown, let it be there. We will transfer 5 square to the other side. So it is 12 square minus 5 square. That's equal to PQ square. What is 12 square is equal to? Isn't it 144? Minus 5 square is 25. Subtract 145 minus 25. That's equal to 119. Isn't it PQ square is equal to 119? How do we write this? It is not a square number. So we have to write it as square root of 119 whole square. Then only it will become 119. Hope you understood. See once more. A number when you get like this, 119 means it is square root of 119 whole square. So compare these two. PQ square is equal to root of 119 whole square. That means PQ is equal to square root of 119. Let us write the unit as centimeter because radius and other line OQ are given as centimeter. So which is our answer? Option D. PQ is equal to square root of 119 centimeter. So this type of problem usually occur in board examination. They will be giving any one of the side. Sometimes it may be PQ and OP, or sometimes it will be OQ and PQ. Any one of the side we have to find out. Let us see the next question. We have to draw a circle and two lines parallel to a given line such that one is a tangent and other a secant to the circle. Draw a circle. Already I have drawn a circle and two lines parallel to given line. Let us consider L as the given line. We have to draw two lines parallel to line L. What is the condition? One line should be tangent to this circle and another a secant. So we know the meaning of tangent. Tangent means circle touches the line only at one point. Whereas secant means there will be 2 points of contact. Let us see that. First you have to keep your set square like this along with the scale at 90 degree on the line itself. Hope you can see now. Keep your set square and scale in contact with each other on the straight line. Now you have to move slowly upward. Slowly upward. That means whenever we are moving like this, if we draw a line, that will be parallel to the given line. So first you have to keep like this. You have to keep your set square in contact with the scale. Just move on this. Move on the scale just upward. If I move it like this, I am getting a position somewhere here like this. At any position you can take. You can draw a line here and extend it. What type of line it is? Here you can see on the circle 2 points. 2 contacts. So can we call it as a secant? Is this a secant? We can extend it on both the side. This is a secant. Whereas now again if you move it upward, you will be getting 1 point of contact. Keep like this. Okay, in contact with the scale as well as The line just move upward again. It comes in contact with the circle only at a one point. Let us see that. Here you can see only at one point. There you have to draw a line. That is called a tangent. This is a tangent. Here only one point of contact. So we call this line as tangent. So we can extend to both the side, keeping a scale like this. Scale completely like this on the line. Now you have to extend like this. We can call it as tangent, and this line is a secant. Secant touches a circle at 2 points, whereas tangent touches a circle only at one point.